Hello, everybody. You're playing Farming Simulator 22, and welcome back to Lost Worlds. Here we have a real crappy start here to today's episode. We're going to start by setting up the manure spreader here. Got the Alice Chalmers again, pulling our Huel slurry spreader here. I haven't actually looked at how much slurry we have left here. So far, we've done both what I call fields 4 and 5 up here. When we got slurry on both of those fields, we should be able to see that here in our nitrogen here. Again, I don't know why it varies so much when it comes to the slurry. I mean, if it's just the, just the strength of the slurry, so to speak, there, or it seems like it has a lot to do with what direction you're going to for some strange reason. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, got auto drive and course play all set up here again. I've already got the course play course recorded, or set up. I guess you don't really record it per se, just set it up. And then I just got to turn on course play mode here. I already switched to field 3 here. As a reminder of my fields, I'm going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how I've kind of numbered them there. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, these are all fields made, so I don't know if there's really a way to number them per se. So that's just what I've come up with. Still working on, if we switch back to that one there, still working on plowing this field here yet. There's a little bit left to go here yet. International is still working on that, getting that job done here. We should have that done here. Maybe by the end of this episode, it'll be close here. Small field 1, as I call it, is finished. Probably should get the 4430 out of this field here. Could get some slurry going over here, too, I suppose, if we wanted to. As I mentioned here again, I do plan to wrapping this series up here at the end of this week here. So we got 2 more, right? 2 more episodes? I think it's 2 more episodes after this one, if I'm counting there correctly. And then, yes, next week, Evan will be starting a brand new map. And again, as I mentioned, barring any unforeseen circumstances, Evan, the next map will most likely be the last map we play on for Farming Simulator 22. Oh, can you folks believe it? 3 years ago, Evan. Well, not quite yet, but almost 3 years ago now when we started playing Farming Simulator 22. And in a couple more months, Evan, we'll be playing Farming Simulator 25. Wow. Farming Simulator 28 already, anyway? I think it's probably safe to assume that's maybe when they would do the next one. I don't know, maybe unless they do like 4 years. Never know, man. Never know. Okay, I got that all set. Finished mowing here in between episodes as well. We're going to start baling here this episode as it starts raining. Well, we better get going here then, I guess. I don't know. Does baling in the rain affect anything? Don't know if it does or not. Definitely not ideal when it comes to hay work. I know that. Oh yeah, we're gonna make this. I was just waiting. Do I want to wrap this? No. We are going to wrap it. Make silage bales with it here. Again, I'm kind of curious to see how many bales we get on this field here. As a reminder here, again, I've mentioned this a couple times already. But again, last year in the game, everyone, we mowed this field every single in-game day. Which, again, as a reminder, in-game day is a month. So every single in-game day, everyone, we mowed this field here. The grass, of course, was only getting to the first growth stage. And every time we mowed it, we got pretty much a full trailers full of bales, which I think is 24 bales, if I remember correctly. So give or take 1 or 2. So anywhere from like 23 to 26 bales. I think we have 27 the one time, if I remember correctly, something like that. But anywhere from like 23 to 26 bales is what we were typically getting off this field. That was every single in-game day. Now, this field, that one we let it grow for, I believe it was 3 days. So, I mean, if it's worth it, that one, we need to get 3 times the bales off this field. Otherwise, you're better off mowing it every single in-game day. Definitely maybe a lot more work, but you get more from it. So, yeah, just kind of curious. Kind of the test here. We should be good on fertilizer as far as I know. Although, according to the yield map, everyone, we didn't yield quite as good as we did last time. I'm not sure why that was, because fertilizer and lime showed it was all good. Lime does need to be done here this time around, although I don't know if we'll actually ever get to that or not, but we'll see once here. Again, we got 2 more episodes here. Last episode, I usually like to do kind of like a wrap-up episode here. So we'll see how it's going. Speaking of which, I should probably check the cows here. Just happened to think of that. Cows, how we doing over here? Ooh, well, they got some mixed rations yet. They're definitely down a little bit. Slurry is still full yet. Wow, how is that possible? We're literally pulling out of it. Huh. At least I think we're not. Should be pulling from it. It's not like buying it, is it? Shouldn't be. Well, that seems that it's this one, right? Let's try that. I wonder if he was buying it this entire time. Let's, yeah, let me just stop here, man. Let's go check this hired worker, because, like, he should be pulling. I thought he was pulling from it. Maybe not. Hired worker. Wonder where he's at. Ah, probably, nope, not you. You. Well, he is using the slurry here. I've got it set up with auto drive and course play, too, so I'm not sure of it. It might have been possible we were buying it here the last couple episodes, and I did not realize that. Whoops. Oh, well. How did we get over here? The heck? I don't think we were over here when we left this baler, were we? Oh, cool. We can pick up in reverse, too, yet. Impressive. As I've said before, I'm not exactly a fan of this OP baler. With that being said, in some ways, the wider pickup. I wish the pickup was just like a little bit wider. And when I say a little bit wider, I'm not talking a little bit wider than this one, but like on your regular balers, I wish it was just a little bit wider, so you would like be able to pick up some of the missing spots sometimes. Just the way the game works. There we go. The way the game works, Evan, you sometimes end up with a hay or straw kind of off to the side a little bit sometimes. Just again, it's the way the game works, right? And then sometimes your pickup on your baler, you're just not wide enough to get it all, or it's you get the one section that's off to the one side, and the next section that's off to the other side, and you're like, oh my goodness. So yeah, it would be nice if, maybe some of the other balers had just slightly wider pickups, just to kind of clean that mess up a little bit. So in that regard, I do like this baler for that aspect. Although again, I'm not the biggest fan maybe of the fact that it's actually, yeah, if you turn your lights on them, and you can actually see where the pickup is. Get the highlighted bluish purple line there. Running the John Deere 4840 on this baler here this time around, by the way. Figured we'll make sure we got enough horsepower here and hook up for this particular baler. So we're getting a decent number of bales here so far. What does it, oh, I don't see a bale counter. Am I missing something here? I thought there was usually a bale counter that showed up here. Huh. Guess I'm not entirely sure. Ah, here we go. Okay, that's the total number of bales, though. I should have to reset it to know exactly how many we're getting on this field. I'll probably keep track of that when we go to pick it up with the bale trailer there, which I don't know if we'll get that done here this episode or not. Maybe next episode we'll try to make sure we get the bales collected. That way we just can show you folks how many bales we actually got. And, of course, we'll get them sold here. Well, I think we're going to have to wait. Excuse me. Wait an in-game day to sell them. Means I'll have to get cows fed before we skip time. I don't think the cows are going to make it another in-game day here from the looks of it. Not going to be bailing in the rain here either, but doesn't seem like the game minds us doing it. So, oh well, is what it is. Some things we, can't do in the rain, like harvest. Well, you can harvest in the rain, I suppose, right? But definitely don't want to if your yield is important to you. And on things like this, well, have at it, right? Doesn't matter. Okay, finish up the next headland here. Then we can start going up and down the field. I think I had, yeah, that's right. I had GPS going for this, so I should be able to set a nice GPS line. Maybe try to get the line up with some of the windrows here. Get a width set on that. We can start going up and down here. I like how sometimes this baler will take off on us. Here's Lovin'. I don't know why that is, but sometimes the speed on this baler isn't real consistent. I think I noted that before. Don't know why that is, but whatever. Something kind of fun and peaceful about doing some baling like this, isn't it? Nice thing about this baler, it's not quite 100% continuous like maybe a square baler is, Evan, but at the same time, we can kind of sort of keep going here as well. Actually, with all the money we have, maybe we should have looked at upgrading to a nice square baler, maybe. Although, tractor-wise, I don't know if we have any tractors really capable of pulling any square balers here at the moment. Typically, when it comes to, and when I say square balers, I'm talking the large ones here, of course, Evan. Typically, your larger square balers, we're usually looking at, maybe good 250, 300 horsepower, probably preferable. Definitely probably close to the 250 range there. Typically don't want to go a whole lot smaller than that. And usually you're looking at, I don't know how this equates to some of the other tractors, but usually you're looking at like an 8R series tractor you want to pull those larger square balers with. Some of the smaller, older ones I suppose you probably don't need, but I don't know that I have any smaller, older square balers in the game here. I think most of the square balers in the game here are probably going to be newer ones, and I don't know that I've ever seen any older ones either now that I think about it. Where are my balers here? There we go, balers. So yeah, pretty much all new here. Yeah, I mean, about the oldest baler we have is probably this John Deere one here. That's, of course, a little square baler. Oh, we do have the New Holland one as well. The New Holland 575. Yes. Everything else, and there's another old John Deere one, too. What's the difference between this one and 348 and 348? Okay, no idea. Got two different ones for some reason. We'll have to see. Maybe at some point we'll give them a try. Maybe for a delusional one of these days, and we decide to buy a small square baler. Okay, I'm curious. Who of you watching have ever actually like loaded small, or maybe unloaded? Just who watching has dealt with small square bales, right? Whether you've been on the wagon behind the baler, loading the bales on the wagon, or you're maybe at the barn unloading them, or whatever it might be, right? I'm going to guess at least some of you folks watching have probably had to deal with them at some point. And I know at least for myself, that's how my grandpa used to do it back in the day. Now, I didn't do a whole lot of it for two reasons. One, I had allergies, so baling hay was not good on my allergies. And second, my grandpa quit farming. That was about going on about 20 years ago now, so by the time I was old enough to help, I think my grandpa only did it for like another couple years after that. So there was only a couple years I could really help anyway. So yes, the couple years I did help. Yeah, baling hay, a lot of work. And I don't know what it is, Evan, but it seems to be without fail, you always bale hay on the hottest day of the year, right? I think that seems to be like a unstated requirement there of baling hay. Like you got to wait for the 95-degree humid day, and that's like, okay, yep, time to bale hay. You can't do it when it's 75 degrees out of them. That's just not right. You got to wait till it's like at least 150. That's when you're baling hay. And at least in the case of my grandpa, he had I don't remember the model number, Evan. He had an old New Holland, and I say old, but the New Holland square baler, small square baler, of course. A couple hay wagons there. I pull that behind the baler. Typically had two people up on the trailer, taking the bales from the baler, loading them on the trailer. Of course, once that's full, then you bring them up to the barn. You got a couple more people up at the barn, unloading the trailers there into the barn. So yeah, kind of a full-fledged operation when it came to that. And like I said, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, I didn't end up doing a whole lot of that type of work because of allergies. So that kind of took care of that for me. But allergies and haying do not go particularly well together, as you folks can probably imagine. Well, let's see if we get some GPS set up here a minute. Those of you never set up GPS for something like this, Actually, you know what? I did have GPS on this, so I could go get the GPS numbers from that. But, okay, minor details. You could get it from that one, or if maybe you hired a worker, which actually I did do here at some point, a hired worker took over. I don't remember where that point was here again. But what you do, we're going to load up, okay, we're going to first put GPS on the tractor. Wow, I thought I would have learned by now, but just put GPS on it. Like, I won't need GPS. Just put it on it. We're going to need it. I thought I had GPS on all my newer tractors, but I guess not. And this is like one of the newer ones too. So, okay, now that we have GPS, slight minor requirement there. I mean, like GPS is not going to work unless you actually have GPS on it. Worth noting. We're going to get ourselves a line set up here. Yeah, auto width. I guess we can try auto. Oh, it actually does have an auto width. Okay, well, it's probably not what we're going to go with. We're going to go by row here. Probably a little bit more than that. I think we're like 14 feet or something like that, weren't we? We'll see what's here. Did I have show line set? Yes. We're going to line that up on that one. Try to get that. That looks pretty centered to me. I don't know if it gets much better. And then what we're going to do is probably turn the baler on. That might help. Okay, let's try that again. No, we're not quite getting that row, are we? And then normally what really works best, Evan, go down like a couple of rows here. And just see once we're, so let's go down to this. We'll just pick this one here. Just pick a random one. And then we're going to just adjust our width here accordingly. Now we're a couple of rows down them. So remember, big changes are going to give you big results. So we're just going to do that. See what's how we look. Yeah, see what I mean, Evan? So we need like half this. Oh, wrong way. See what that looks like. Maybe one more. And let's make a smaller amount, go one more. There, look at that. So again, if you got something like you don't know the width of it, and like when you're doing hay, like you really can't auto width that typically, right? Kind of sort of can sometimes. I mean, this baler does have a width on it, which I suppose in this case would actually work. No, most of your normal balers are going to only have the width of the pickup though, one. Obviously, that's going to be kind of annoying, right? So in that case, just pick your first windrow, and what I like to do, if you can, go a couple windrows down to one, set your width until your line is down the center, right? And then you know you should be pretty good. You might have to adjust it. You know, you get a couple more over, and maybe need to adjust it a little bit more, but at least with this baler, we probably won't have to worry about it. This one will get the job done. Just a reminder here, by the way, if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Especially make sure you stay tuned here for next week, a brand new map. I know you folks have suggested a couple other maps here as well. Again, as I mentioned, I do tentatively have one picked out. Not set in stone yet, but we'll have to wait and see, Evan. So stay tuned for next week when we start a brand new map. Don't forget, too, Evan, if you'd like to join us in on our multiplayer servers, you're welcome to do so. You can find our multiplayer server information down below in the description there. Again, as always, anyone is welcome to join as long as you can play nicely and follow the rules. And, of course, as always, I should probably mention this here, too. Maybe you don't want to join us, but you just like to watch what's going on the multiplayer servers. Well, you can find that information down below as well. RDAllen on Twitch. We typically live streams Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays there around the 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone with the daylight savings, of course, at the moment. Probably should have mentioned that. So, again, if you'd like to join us on there, links are all down below, either watching or actually playing with us, you know, however you want to do it. We are currently on No Creek Farms on the multiplayer server there, by the way. Row Crop Edition on that map. Speaking of Row Crop Edition, I don't remember. I'm going to have to go check them. I don't remember if the map I'm looking at playing on next actually has row crop. For those of you who maybe not familiar with row crop, it's like a little additional script add-on that actually makes your corn so it actually like proper rows. Kind of cool. Probably not the most important thing for the game as far as play goes, but it's still a cool feature. And yeah, we're trying that out on the multiplayer server. I know. Great place to try it out to, like a multiplayer. Like, really? Yep, that's where we're trying it. So. Anyway, let's head over to the comment section in a moment, see what you folks had to say here. Always, again, enjoy reading all you folks' comments, so if you got something to say, throw it down below. Or if maybe you just want to say hi, you're welcome to do that as well. Like I said, always enjoy reading everyone's comments here. Starting off with Mason Farms. Mason was saying, when you sold that one load of high moisture sunflowers, they docked you over $2,000 since the moisture was high. Oh, I guess I didn't even notice that. Also, this goes back to the question too, like, what am I supposed to do about moisture? I mean, like, if the moisture's high, I'm supposed to, like, fast forward time? Wouldn't make sense, I suppose, but, Dustin here replied to Mason, nah, they're for chewing. The good one there, Dustin, that's a good one. That's right, they're very chewy sunflowers. We'll go with that. Seeing quite a few blue marshmallows on here so far. Next comment here from Dancer of Clouds. First part of his comment, he says, "Let's go, Brandon." Yes, let's go, Brandon. Can't wait. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Farming Realism at its best. Highly recommend downloading the latest versions of Auto Drive and Courseplay. Amazing improvements. I'll have to maybe check that out. It's been a few months since I've downloaded any new versions. Although I think Courseplay. I have to go check. Horseplay's on the mod hub, isn't it? Anyway, he says, used to always pull the widest implement that a tractor could handle. The theory was slow is better on the soil. Oh, interesting. I don't know that I've ever heard that theory before, going slower was better on the soil, but okay. I mean, hey, interesting. Again, we've been talking the last couple episodes, Evan, about what's better, right? Are you better off going faster with a smaller implement or going slower with a larger implement? And at least to my way of thinking, I mean, you're probably better off going slower with a larger implement. It should be less turning around on the headland, right? That's my only theory. Of course, that's going to depend. Like, maybe this narrow implement, you're able to go 4 times as fast as the, so then maybe the extra turning around isn't going to be a factor, but still. No, Huber was asking, what's the new map series going to be? Hey, you'll have to wait and see. You will have to wait and see. So stay tuned for next week, Evan. And actually, maybe, here's a little teaser. With the live streams, Evan, the last couple of new maps I have done, I have actually live streamed them like the week before. So if you folks want to maybe see what the new map is, and assuming I live stream here Thursday, we might. And I said might, I want no guarantees here. We might live stream on the new map this coming Thursday. So what day is this? 24th, 25th, 26th? I believe it will be September 26th if I'm looking at the calendar here correctly. September 26th. We'll hopefully maybe be live streaming on the new map. We'll see what's here. Again, tentative plan, everyone, but... So for those who want a little sneak peek, there's your sneak peek there. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for next Monday, everyone. And next Monday, we'll hopefully be playing on the new map. Oh, going back to Mason's comment here, by the way, that does answer my question. I was asking here a few episodes back, like, what is the point of the whole moisture system here? I'm running the moisture mod here in Farming Simulator 22 here, by the way, for those who maybe didn't realize that. So when you harvest our crops, it's telling us, our corn is, 20% moisture, or I think that, I don't remember what the sunflowers were, but they were ridiculously high. And I think the oats, yeah, oats were ridiculously high too. And with the oats, if I remember correctly, I think I actually fast forwarded time with the oats, Evan, and they never did dry out. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so I think they're actually in storage yet. At least what's probably left of them here at this point. We wonder they haven't rotted to nothing yet. I don't, hopefully that's not a thing. Where's my, yeah, I should be able to see oats. We got 659 bushel in storage. Or was it the wheat? I think it was the oats that were really wet, I think. Maybe it was wheat too. I don't remember. But yeah, they were really wet from what I remember. But that does maybe answer my question. Like, what's the point of the moisture? Well, it does dock you when you go to sell it, I guess. Christopher was saying good video, or good morning and good video. Keep it up. Hey, thank you very much for that. Something kind of peaceful about just going up and down the field doing some bailing here, isn't it? Gotta say, I do love the GPS mod. I don't know how you folks on the console play this game without GPS. Well, I guess you'll, well, maybe we'll find out here in Farming Simulator 25, everyone. Again, I'm not holding my breath on the GPS here for Farming Simulator 25. In fact, I don't believe they've really announced anything else about it that I know of here. Since kind of the initial, like, ooh, there's going to be GPS in the game. Except that GPS kind of looks more like a hired worker that's just kind of got pre-programmed lines. Ooh, speaking of pre-programmed lines, by the way, look at this. We're getting a little further off, I think. This extra bit here, I think, is from the last time we mowed, if I remember correctly. We had some issues here with the hired worker not lined. Oh, it was the rake. That's what it was. The rake was missing a little bit. Might have to realign this here just a little bit. A couple things you could do. I mean, you could adjust the width. We might go off just ever so slightly. Or just rehome it and, you know, close enough. RC Win was saying sounds and looks like there's something wrong on the back end of that International 1486, but I'm no modder. Great video. Hey, thank you very much for that. Yeah, it seems like, and again, I'm just going to kind of point at all the old red tractors I have here. Got the Farmalls, Internationals there. They seem to all have some transmission issues, which is kind of too bad because there's some, you know, don't want to admit this, but there's some pretty good looking tractors there. Definitely, you folks definitely did not hear me say that. You know, won't want to be caught on video saying the red tractor looks good. So, but yeah, it's kind of a shame because it seemed like they'd be great tractors if they could fix the transmissions, which, again, I could probably take the time to do it, Evan, but Farming Sim in 22, you know, we're like a month from Farming Sim in 25. I don't know if it's really worth it here at this point. We'll have to see once, but anyway, I'm looking at the time here. Looks like it is about time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, if you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Until next time.